Some of you will have heard this story. So this is the University of Chester. The University of Chester put a trigger warning on the first Harry Potter novel, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, because the university said that the book could lead to difficult conversations about gender, race, sexuality, class, identity. Heydon?
Why are they teaching Harry Potter at university?
It's a very good question.
I understand.
It's a very good question.
They self-identify as academics.
I know. I mean, I guess, Heydon, you could say, though, that, you know, if you're studying children's literature or youth literature as a phenomenon,
yeah,
that's a legitimate thing to study because it's been so significant culturally.
I guess so, yeah. But I mean, the trigger warning thing is bizarre in Harry Potter. I mean, do they do trigger warnings on historical texts as well? How does it...
So when the Times reported this, they pointed out that because the Chester University had said, look, we have this formulation, this linguistic formulation that we apply to all reading lists. But then the Times looked at the other reading lists and they weren't there. Right. Other stories and other texts. They were there just for
So it's
this
because
one.
of her trans position?
OK. I think what it probably is they're punishing J.K. Rowling because J.K. Rowling doesn't really agree with their views on trans issues.
You're right, they said it was generic, and yet, like you say, they couldn't find it on any other reading list, and the lecturer had dissed Rowling a couple of years earlier in a tweet.
He had.
So it's a bit suspicious. I agree with Heydon. I'm old enough to remember when adults reading Harry Potter was thought to be dumbing down. Now it's not even safe for adults to read it, so it's escalating.
Do you remember back in the day, there used to be two different covers for the books?
Oh,
so you used to be able to get, like, the kids' cover and then, like, a sort of sophisticated, sort of sepia, like a sort of dragon posing in an adult way. You remember that? Because people were embarrassed reading it on the tube.
There's all these adult colouring books now.
Yeah.
We're literally just living it. It's just getting worse and worse. IQ levels are plummeting.
Adult colouring
I had to go at someone once. I said, oh, Harry Potter's rubbish. They said, have you even read the books? And I was like, no, have you read Dostoevsky? That's the kind of thing I used to say. It's why people like me. But why do people even go to university? One, if they don't want to be challenged, why are they at university and why are they studying literature? And also, why is anyone studying literature now anyway? Because it's kind of pointless. Just read separately. Read Dostoevsky, read Melville, Camus, all these people. In fact, I'll give you a reading list.
The University of Nick Dixon.
Yeah, $37 a month. Just much cheaper than the university.
Well,
that's what you need.
I mean, look, I'm a big defender of the study of literature for its own sake, but I agree you can probably do it without going to university, and then you won't also be pumped full of various ideological nonsense along the way. You know, that's probably true. I should defend J.K. Rowling here because, of course, she's written a book for children, you know. It's not like, you know, we're expecting her to write Dostoevsky here. It is meant to be for kids. But isn't it weird, though, exactly as you say, that adults are being infantilised? I think we're forgetting that people at university are not kids. They're not kids, they're not children, they don't... And it's very strange with trigger warnings.
They should study the 30 Years' War, which was about as vicious as this sort of trans debate and equally pointless, where Protestants and Catholics murdered each other over whether or not the Eucharist was more of a metaphor or actually the blood of Christ. You must die now, it's more of a metaphor.
I still have those arguments with various friends of mine. I'm all for the transubstantiation element.
Yeah, me too.